Greetings, all excellencies. A great day. We are at fifth day of World Peace Summit. A beautiful day with a beautiful topic, with great soul, highly inspiring soul. Let us welcome this fifth day because today we have so many beautiful news to share. There are many eminent people, scientists who are going to join us soon. And we also received confirmation from Dominica, a honorable minister joining from West Indies. That is also a great honor to us. And some scientists from different countries, they also confirmed their presence to join our World Peace Summit in coming days. So we are going to see many more inspiring sessions even in upcoming days also. Coming to today's session, really all are people very close to us, eminent people. Dr. Nupur Damijaji, Supreme Court advocate. Dr. P.K. Rajput sir, really he's an amazing person. We can see him everywhere. And Binu Thomas ma'am, Professor Binu Thomas, she is a former registrar and an academician, a global educator. She's doing many roles. And Dr. Raina K. Tandon ma'am, she is POSH expert, and Mokshi Virki ma'am from Canada. So we have eminent leaders for this first session. So I welcome you all to this first session. Then for second session also, we have great speakers are joining as honorable speakers to this session. So before inviting all these speakers, I welcome you all once again to the beautiful and fabulous journey of World Peace Summit 2023. A great day ahead. With this note, I invite Professor Dr. Vijay Carolyn ma'am to share a beautiful introduction to our Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Brother Rajarao. I'm Dr. Carolyn, Professor and Counseling Psychologist, Managing Director of Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council, Chairman, the Life Foundation. Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council is focusing main on the world peace, as we are looking at, as we are taking up the virtual platform to spread peace in the nation and globally. And we are inviting all the global leaders to be on this prestigious platform to speak, to work, to spread peace among the nations. And we are doing at our level to have a great peace in the minds of the people as well within us. As peace starts from within and spreads to nation, then globally. We want the nation and the globe to be more peace. So what are the things we said on the virtual platform? We want to take it physically. So very soon we are going to move to the different states, different nations, and we try our best level to meet the global leaders and see that the peace will be prevailed globally. And also, we are working for the Sustainable Development Goals, and the government of India is also has a great positive attitude towards the organization, and they have visited the office of Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council and observed our works, and they were satisfied. And we are looking ahead for the projects from the government, and we are going to have MOU with the international organizations to develop infrastructure and to eradicate poverty and to bring peace in the minds of the people who are poverty stricken and below poverty line, underprivileged community. And we have two organizations under this organization. That is one Telangana Kala Parishad, the other one is the Life Foundation. Telangana Kala Parishad mainly focus on cultural diversity in unity, and it has taken up many cultural activities physically and spread the cultural diversity, which brings a harmonious development in the minds of the people, which develops great peace. Especially India is a multicultural country, and we have this diversity, and we will be in united state in thinking and attitude. So, and Telangana Kala Parishad has also shown the solidarity to the farmers, as India is mainly the agricultural country, we depend mainly on the farmers. And also supported the migrant workers during COVID time. In this way, it has done so many activities physically, supported the community. And the Life Foundation mainly focus on servant maids and slum people and establish study centers to bring education and all-round development in the minds of the younger generation, as the younger generation or the future generation of every nation. So we want to bring peace in the minds of the younger generation by developing education. And we have seen that the students are joining enormously in our study centers, and the demand is high. We are going to expand our study centers to different slums. Our main motto is education development. Imparting education can bring great development and flourishment of the nation. And also we are working for the empowerment of women. And currently we have set up only tailoring center, but very soon, I'm sure we're going to set up more number of tailoring centers in different slums, and also chalk piece making and embroidery and different activities which can empower them. So we are looking ahead, and we're also looking at the projects which support the women and the girl children, and also education of the underprivileged. So at our level, we're trying our best level. All the sustainable development goals 1 to 17 has to be established, especially our focus is on education and poverty. Already you have seen that we are working on that. Very soon, the next year when we present our World Peace Summit, we present a lot of works which we have done physically. Very soon, we are going to have international organizations tie up, and we are going to develop infrastructure. And we see that the flourishment of the underprivileged will be noticed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for the beautiful introduction of Royal Council.
Thank you.
And even in spite of a bit ill health, ma'am is spending all her time with us, because ma'am knows the value of our program, because she has been working with me for the last few months. Because maybe program started today, but we have been working. I have been working with Professor Dr. Vijay Kalimam for the last 6 months. We have been planning to execute this program. So I asked her sometimes, ma'am, to take rest, but she is insisting on staying with us all the time. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for the veneration towards our program. And with this note, I invite the lady of the day, the tiger, because if you see the title, Nari Shakti Foundation, the founder, advocate Dr. Nupur Damija, Supreme Court advocate, having her presence in our program. Because not only this program, for the last 2-3 years, whenever we have organized a program, she has extended her support, and she has been doing a great service to womanhood. Really, we have to appreciate her as a lawyer, because she is rendering her free services to downtrodden people, and she is doing a lot of services to women through her Nari Shakti Foundation. Such a way, ma'am is doing wonderful job. Having her presence in our program as a chief guest, really we are honored, ma'am. Over to you to start the program.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Raja Rao sir. Thank you so much, Carolyn ma'am, for inviting me here. And I really appreciate for your work. And you are doing commendable job for society. You are really inspiration for many people. You both of you, I salute to both of you. Your work, really working very hard, day and night. I always say you're working. Thank you so much. Now. Today is, we are talking about gender equality. Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council. I'm saying this, your commendable job for society. World Peace Summit 2023. Today is the day of gender equality. The topic is gender equality. Gender equality is when people of all genders have equal rights, responsibilities, opportunities. Everyone is affected by the gender inequality. Women, man, trans and gender, diverse people, children and families. It impacts people of all ages and backgrounds. Main issues. What is the main issues of gender equality? Now we are talking about main issues of gender equality. Uneven access to education, lack of unemployment equality, job segregations, lack of legal protections, poor medical care, lack of religious freedom, lack of political representation, lack of bodily autonomy, racism, societal mindsets is a very important aim of gender equality. What is the aim of gender equality? The overall objective of gender equality is a society in which women and men enjoy the same opportunities, rights, and obligations in all spheres of life. We are talking about gender equality. This is the really major issue in our society. So we should solve all these things for society. We are in society. We are talking about all these things. How to solve gender equality? Women earn 10 to 30% less than men for the same work. Pay inequality persists everywhere. Gender equality. Gender equality, find a goal 5. Find a goal 5. Charity you want to support. Be aware of gender stereotypes. Stand up against harassment. Find female mentors, leaders. Share the workload at home. Stay informed. Stay informed is very important. Who introduced? We are talking about who introduced the gender equality. This is a very important point for us. Gender equality was made part of international human rights law by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which was adopted by the UN General Assembly on 10th of December 1948. This is a very important for us to know all these points. What are the effects of gender equality in society? Gender inequality is the source of a lot of violence, including human trafficking and lack of legal protections for abused women. Improving equality for girls and women can reduce the amount of violence and provide security for those who are vulnerable. This is very important. Gender equality. When girls are valued less than boys, women less than men, they face multiple risks throughout their lives, at home, at work, at school, from their families and from strangers. And gender-based violence is for consequence of gender inequality. It is worldwide phenomenon. We have begun to raise daughters more like sons, but few have the courage to raise our sons more like our daughters. Gender equality is the really major issue in our society. We should think about all these things. Culture does not make people. Culture does not make people. People make culture. If it is true that the full humanity of women is not our culture, then we can and must make it our culture. Find your identity, your true self, and live your mission. Your power is your vertical self. Find it. It's a very important task for us. Find it and improve all these points. Find it and prove yourself. If you believe in your idea, if you believe in your idea of change and are willing to work hard, sooner or later, that dream will be reality. This is the real truth of our life. Dream will be reality. Gender equality, we should some other things on this topic for society. Talk to women and girls. Let girls use mobile phones. Stop child marriages and sexual harassment. This is a real, very big issue in our India. Child marriages, sexual harassments. Make education gender sensitive. Raise aspirants of girls and their parents. Empower mothers also, because mother is our first teacher. Mother is our base. Mother is our world. Mother is our good. Empower mothers, because in rural areas, mothers really very uneducated. That's why we should empower mothers in rural areas also. Give proper value to women's work. Get women into power. Encourage women into non-traditional vocations. Work together. Very important task in our India. Work together. We need unity in our society. Stop the violence. Beware the backlash.
Nupur ma'am,
I think she's dropped off, sir.
I think there may be some network issue. Yes, ma'am, joining. Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, join.
Yes,
Nupur,
yes, sir,
Hi.
I'm here. Yes, sir, I'm here. Gender equality, also known as sexual equality or equality of the sexes, is the state of equal ease of access to resources and opportunities regardless of gender, including economic participation and decision making, and the state of valuing different behaviors, aspirations, and means equality regardless of gender. According to report, if we are talking about report, according to reports, India has closed 62.5% of its gender gap till date. The country had ranked 112th among 153 countries in the Global Gender Gap Index. According to gender inequality, Switzerland was the most gender equal country in the world. The Gender Inequality Index measure reflecting inequality in achievements between man and woman in 3 dimensions: reproductive health improvement and labor market. Now, we are talking about gender equality, inequality for society. We are talking about many topics. Now we have SDG 5 today. Gender equality is achieved when women, men, and girls and boys have equal right, conditions, and opportunities and power to shape their own lives and contribute to the development of society. It is the matter of equitable distribution of power, influence, and resources in society. So we should think about it. We should do something for society. We should empower the mothers in rural areas. We should do. We should do aware
for girl childs in rural areas also. Awareness is very important for society because we don't have any unity. We lack of unity in our India. So firstly, we should unite ourselves. We should work together. That's all. Thank you so much, Carolyn ma'am. Thank you so much, Raja Rao sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. That is so wonderful. I request Professor Dr. Vijay Kalima to speak few words because women to women, it's a good thing. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Excellent, ma'am. Every point is heart-touching, and gender equality is very important topic where women and men has to be treated equally. And India, we notice that gender equality is not there, but the way you presented, all the insights and the inputs are very important. We note down and we try our best level from Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council. We try our best level to establish gender equality, at least in our known community. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for the beautiful feedback. And thank you, Excellency, Dr. Nupurda Mija, ma'am. Commendable job, wonderful speech. Great beginning to fifth day. Now I invite our beloved dynamic, enthusiastic, most hardworking, and our beloved Dr. Raina K. Tandonji, CEO Right to Rise, RKT Foundation, 3-time state speaker, and POSH expert. Actually, she's the today keynote speaker, but I didn't inform her. Without informing to her, I had because I had a trust in her, because there are many times, a number of times she supported us, helped us. Even today, she had great commitments to receive. But anyway, she said, I will be there. That's all. So thank you so much, Dr. Advocate CHR Raina K. Tandonji. Having your presence as keynote speaker, it's a blessing to 5th Day World Peace Summit. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Rajarao sir. And thank you, Caroline ma'am. I think we don't want to oblige people. So for me, it is always coming back to family when I'm coming to this platform. And I wholeheartedly always am in gratitude to Vijay, Caroline ma'am, and to you, Rajarao sir, because no matter how big we become, we must always be grounded to that little one seed that has always upholded us to become who we are. And every person matters. Today, a very important topic, and giving me this privilege of becoming a keynote speaker is a very big responsibility. I think with equal power comes equal responsibility, and that's what we should always be looking at. I will only start this with one line. Gender equality, besides being a fundamental right, a fundamental human right, is essentially required to build peaceful societies. When we look at equality, we must understand that there are different aspects in our life where equality can be met, equality cannot be met. For example, in our personal spaces, there are many areas that men can do beautifully and women cannot take that place, especially when there is the breadwinner of the house. No matter how many roles that we do play the role of our mother, the carer, the nurturer, and the overall person very well. So a woman is like a foundation of the home. The same way, the man is the foundation of the upbringing, the kind of bread making, going out, nurturing and coming back. No matter, we play both roles today. But for a peaceful society to achieve certain targets with human potential at the height, it is important that we speak of sustainable development. And the base of every SDG goal is nothing but human rights. Today, I speak a lot about human rights, and I've also written a little poem that I'm going to read out. This is not a poem that's written by me. This is written by Mr. Rabindranath Tagore. I want to live. Listen to it carefully. I want to live amidst the army of human beings, but I want to live in such a way that the midst of that, there is rays of sun shining, there's flowers blooming, there is foliage of garden, there is beauty and fragrance. There's how little things can grow, and little things in place matter only when we matter about the human beings who are around us. Amidst the little place, the hearts of living beings is very important. And that is important that we need to generate today. When we talk about human rights, when we talk about gender equality, peace, sustainability, and all of these aspects, they are the base to every human right that we hold, whether it's equality, right to life, right to religion, right to speaking, and many other things. Human rights, let me tell you, is not only going back to your history books. Human rights is not a lesson that you always learn only in school and leave it there. Human rights is not going and doing PR, webinar, speeches. Human right is the right given to every human, that is by choice and by opinion. So of course, these are points that you will not be thinking about, but think very carefully. It is every right that is given to you and me, my friend, that we need to nurture, care, and up come front and say, yes, I'm going to work on these basic rights that are given to me by birth. Second, we always fight for people, freedom, individuals, but we don't fight for our choices. Every day we make different choices, and these choices help us to understand whether we are equal in cadre, in position, in roles, in propositions. Only when we understand that we are equal in every stage of life will there be equality. Second, to think, act, and refuse is something that we make a choice. And to be silent also is our choice. When we speak about addiction, abuse, harassment, these are situations that are coming to us every day only because our choices are right or wrong. And these choices help us to make equal position in societies. If today we want to be a sustainable place, I can tell you there are at least 1700 discrimination cases, at least 1.3 billion people still going hungry. At least there are problems of poverty of more than maybe 10 lakh to 12 lakh rupees every month in every state, okay, which are big numbers. Why do you think these numbers are still there in spite of we given human rights, in spite of we given peace, in spite of we given tranquility, in spite of we given gender equality? We've said we have SDG goals. We said we have the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. We have the SDG goals. We have all the policies, treaties that government and the United Nations has given us. But is it still enough if we just keep talking? Now is the time where we put this into action. And each one of us can actually do it by bringing this forward, understanding that amidst this heart of lives, we have to generate choices. There is very little meaning if we do not have meaning in life of others. Let us understand that with each right, they have little meaning if not being taken care here. We need to take care of individuals, schools, colleges, factories, and most important, our own dignity. Most important, our own opinion. Most important, equal justice, no discrimination, rights. And let me tell you, equality doesn't come in only by coming and speaking on aspects that call on equality in participation of men and women. Equality comes in when we make our choices of saying, yes, being a woman, you can still be out there to take your choices, make agreements, reach out to people, work on conflicts, work on higher societies. A gender sensitive place is a one which recognizes peace building, state building, people building, process building, and looking at different roles in outcomes. What can be the outcome to generate peace? Now, why does peace matter? When we talk about gender equality, peace and conflict are the two important aspects that come. If we are talking about two genders, or today we have at least 17 genders and 63 sexualities, this is notice for you to understand that we are just not men, women, and maybe a trans. We have 17 different genders and 63 sexualities. With so many people, what we need to see is how are they protected? Are they existing in today's world? Are they having their own identity? When we are moving from male, female, trans, are these groups safe in every place of our life? In personal space, at homes, in societies, on the road, at school, at individuals, in companies, in organizations, in firms, in lawyers, in court, in many places, hospitals, hospitalities, every place. Close your eyes for 2 minutes and think. Don't you encounter different kind of people? Think, are we giving them that dignity, respect, rights, equality? Effectively, are we negotiating that every time we find these people, we are looking at them as some kind of aggrieved perpetrators? We are either getting into a conflict of saying that they are different from us, or we are actually looking at them as different part of a society. So I would say the key crux is you understanding that there is equality to life, equality to trade, equality to profession, equality to religion, right to life, right to every of these aspects, so that there are no tensions. You diffuse all the tensions. You are not negotiating their life and your respect. You are working on strategic propositions and not compromising on the crucial parts of life, which is going to cause your foundation, and you're going to promote peace. Lastly, because we speak of equality, SDG goals, gender equity, and we are talking about very important aspect, peace. Because in days to come, in the years to come, having peace with each one of us in each other's life, we may not meet again and again and again, but what impacts us is develop your understanding of the mind frame. What is the frame of mind that you are when you're meeting a man, when you're meeting a woman, when you're meeting a beggar, when you're meeting another slave, when you're meeting a person of another community, whether you're meeting somebody and you're having conflicts with yourself? Stop those conflicts with self and create equality in the mind. Stop the violence that you are creating, not maybe in hands, but maybe in the mind, in the thoughts, and what you speak, which comes out as an outcome of that. Develop your understanding of strong emotions, because that only will be the underpin of gender equality, peace, tranquility, and also understanding of the next community growth. So today, with this, I want you to understand, today we might have more female scores of abuse, harassment than men, but today female are the most highly sensitive, emotional, well-recognized, well-placed, and the foundation to our society. And the 3 ways you can become gender sensitive is include all sexes, reframe from discrimination, have a peaceful, non-judgmental approach towards all sexes and genders. Treat all your clients, all your vendors, all your people, all your family with dignity and respect, and offer sensitivity, awareness, and a gratitude for every person that comes to your life. Adequate representation of all genders in all strata of life will generate gender equality, peace, tranquility, and the growth of our society at large. Thank you so much for hearing me so patiently. I hope I have done justice for you to be on this platform and hearing me. Thank you very much once more, Rajaram sir and Caroline ma'am, and the entire group here for listening to me on my thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you so much. You are becoming so matured and so dynamic and energetic, because you mentioned 3 times TEDx speaker. I didn't understand, but today I observed that you have been a long way and reaching more than corporate level. Really so amazing the way you have presented it. sometimes it made some shivers also because you mentioned many genders. Really, of course, it has to take hours together to discuss about that topic. But soon we'll do that because you have given some glimpses. Thank you so much, Excellency.
It's
You
very
did-
kind of you, sir, and very, very humble of ma'am to have me here and always remember me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sir P.K. Rajput, sir, are you there? I think he joined and left, I think. Okay, he will join soon. We have one more special guest with us. Mokshi Virk ma'am from Canada. She's the director, Indo-Canadian Association, IPRO Realty Broker, Residency WICCI Central Canada, Chair MentorX. Having her excellency presence in this special day, because her grace itself is enough to do anything in this society, because the way she speaks, the way she communicates, whenever she joins our program, really she communicates with her body language. So having her excellency Mokshi Virk ma'am in our program, really it's a great on this special day, because as we are talking about gender equality. Over to you, excellency.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rajarao. So thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this World Peace Summit today. As you mentioned, I'm based in Toronto, Canada, and involved in a South Asian community as an events organizer, speaker, mentor, radio and TV host, and a founder director of a nonprofit organization known as Indo-Canadian Association. My passion lies in community service and making a difference in the lives of fellow citizens. I moved to Canada in 2002 and decided to start a nonprofit organization in 2013. The purpose was to empower women, newcomers to Canada, youth, and seniors through our community programs and events. Today, at this World Peace Summit 2023, we celebrate the courage, strength, and resilience of women around the world. As we know, gender equality is when people from all genders have equal rights, responsibilities, and opportunities. Everyone is affected by gender inequality, whether it's women, men, trans and gender diverse people, children, and families. It impacts people of all ages and backgrounds. Gender equality means that men and women have equal power and equal opportunities for financial independence, education, and personal development. At Indo-Canadian Association, being a founder, director of this organization, I'm proud to be the part of movement to empower immigrants and racialized women in Canada. For last 10 years, we've helped hundreds of women achieve their full potential and live fulfilling lives. That's why this year, the International Day theme was Embracing Equity. It resonates deeply with us. Our work is grounded in the belief that everyone deserves fairness, justice, and inclusion, regardless of their race, gender, ethnicity, and other identity. Over and over again, we see how immigrant and refugee women face multiple barriers, whether it's in Canada or around the world, from systematic racism and discrimination to language barriers and cultural adaptation. That's why we continue to develop skills training, mentorship, mental health and wellness support, career development programs that support women from all backgrounds to achieve their full potential and gain economic independence. As we know, technology is a powerful tool that can serve as a catalyst for promoting and achieving gender equality in today's society. It has the potential to open up new avenues and opportunities for women, providing them with greater access to education, employment, and entrepreneurship. At this World Peace Summit, let's talk about what gender equality needs to look like in 2023. What an appropriate time to talk about what's impacting us and what this means for gender equality globally. The past 3 days, as we all know, has driven us, many of us, to reevaluate the way we do things. We've seen dramatic shifts in the way we look at work because of pandemic. 5 ways to fight gender equality. Give girls access to education. Give women platform to be in power and achieve economic success. End violence and sexual assault against women. Assure girls and women have access to health facilities. End child marriages. As we all know, during COVID, women and girls have been particularly impacted. Women have faced steep job losses, and many have bravely served on the front lines in this crisis in our communities, shouldered the burden of unpaid care work at home. They have been slower to return to work than men and continue to face challenges. Women are not only the hardest hit by the pandemic, they're also the backbone of recovery in communities. Putting women and girls at the center of economies will fundamentally drive better and more sustainable development outcomes for all of us. There has been progress over the last decades. More girls are going to school, fewer girls are forced into early marriages, more women are serving in parliament and positions of leadership. Laws are being reformed to advance gender equality. From opening new doors for diverse leadership to flexible work practices and safety in hybrid work, these are critical issues we need to address if we are really serious about building a gender equal world. So why is gender diversity important? Men and women have different viewpoints, ideas, and insights, which allow for a better problem solving and increase in business performance. However, there is a gender digital divide. Girls are disadvantaged when it comes to digital adoption. Often they are not benefiting from the digital technology in the same way as boys. The choices we make today will profoundly impact our path forward. For women who face discrimination, including women of color, women with disabilities, the risk is even higher. Same with women in public eye. Journalists, politicians, and women rights defenders, for example, face significantly higher level of hate speech and other violence than their male counterparts. All of which is to say, action is urgently needed. Imagine a gender equal world, a world free of bias, stereotypes, and discrimination, a world that is diverse, equitable, and inclusive, a world where difference is valued and celebrated. Together, we can forge women's equality. Together, we can all break the bias. Let's celebrate women's achievements, raise awareness against bias, take action for gender equality. Whether deliberate or unconscious, bias makes it difficult for women to move ahead. Knowing that bias exists isn't enough. Action is needed at all levels. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, adopted by United Nations member states in 2015, provide a shared blueprint for peace and prosperity for people and the planet, now and into the future. Also, at the heart of these 17 Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, which are an urgent call for action by all the countries, whether it's developed or developing in a global partnership. Women have contributed a lot to society, and we have made great strides in reducing the gender equity gap. However, we still have some barriers to overcome to ensure equal economic opportunities, educational equity, women's health, and an end to gender-based violence. Therefore, at this summit, let's aim at raising greater awareness about issues that impact women's equality, taking a stand to call out inequality, highlighting and applauding where important gains are being made, celebrating women's achievements and accomplishments. To conclude, I would say that let's recognize that you play a notable role to someone in your life and be a part of multiplying effect. Thank you so much for making me the part of this summit.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you so much. That was really so awesome, professional, and perfectly pure subject that is from United Nations. Really, you have done a fantastic job because it is applicable to each and every nation. Thank you so much. We had a trust and you did beyond that. Thank you so much. Now
Thank
we
you.
invite one more special guest to our program, Dr. P.K. Rajput sir, because we are saying that gender equality, so that we need some gents who can appreciate that gender equality, because all women come together and is talking about gender equality, it won't be equality. Because already our women leaders accepted that the priority of gents. So we have to appreciate that. But let's see our gent leaders to accept that priority of women. That is from Dr. P.K. Rajput sir. P.K. Rajput sir is very famous. He is a celebrity. He is not into film industry, but still he is a celebrity in various, because if you see the follow-up in LinkedIn, he is not there in Facebook. But if we go to LinkedIn, oh, he is commanding the LinkedIn world. So great person. I will love him so much because he encourages youngsters. Even my kids were encouraged by him. He supports the Global Child Mission India. In such a way, he has been supporting many organizations there in our India, which are serving nationally and internationally. Because if you see him, he is always there in flights and doing this, that, and going to there, this. So always doing some sort of service. Really commendable job he is doing, because he is uplifting the present youth to reach their levels, to up to their full potentiality. Thank you, Dr. P.K. Rajput sir, having your presence on this special day. We don't know why did you choose this topic, gender equality, but we want to listen it from you. Before that, I want to invite His Excellency in a formal way, Dr. P.K. Rajput sir. He is the author, life member of Leaders Excellence, Harvard Square, corporate professional, former vice president, sales and marketing for domestic and international markets at Cadila Pharma Limited. So with this note, I would like to invite our beloved Dr. P.K. Rajput sir to speak. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Very, very good evening to Dr. Raja Rao Garu and Dr. Vijay Caroline ma'am. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the wonderful personalities who have joined here. I don't want to miss this opportunity, because today only I was in Bombay and I came back. Right. So I told Raja Rao sir that I'm coming back, but I'll be joining this. So that was the thing. I don't want to miss it. Coming to this important subject, because people, they talk about education, this, that. I said, let us empower the women, which is very important. And I personally believe that if we are able to empower the women, we can make a heaven of a difference in the entire community, society, and in the world. United Nations is talking about it, that, okay, the number 5 goals is the gender equality. But I want to say that as a person, how I'm empowering, how I'm encouraging, how I'm inspiring the women which is around us. I have not seen the different part of the world, but I know that, yes, if I'm able to encourage, empower, inspire, and stand next to the women, I think we are able to contribute on this very, very important and the noble mission which we all have taken. And that was the reason I took this wonderful number 5, that I'll be calling, and I'll be talking on the gender equality. Because, I'm very happy today we have 35 people here, and out of 35, 50% of the strength of the ladies, females. So it itself says about it that, yes, the gender equality, the right subject, and the good important personalities are here, which are going to support it. And it is always said that 1 + 1 makes 11, and we are 35. It is equal to more than 35,000, because every person is an influencer in their own domain. And with that influential ability, capacity, capability, I think we can influence a lot. And since the very beginning, when I talk to the youngsters at the different colleges and the platform, I always say, first you start respecting the women, right? Which is very important. First you start respecting your colleague. You don't know, tomorrow your boss will be a female. And then at that time, you will have the problem that, yes, why? So if you start respecting it, it is going to make a lot of difference. The way you treat your sister, I'm not, because mother is on a very, very highest platform. Sister is the most lovable person for any of the male person. The way you treat her, start treating her, which is very important, because that treatment will start coming from your heart. And when it starts coming from your heart, the respect will start flowing from your heart. A lot of gratitude will start flowing from your heart. And you have the mindset that, yes, I have to be there with any of the female whatever the condition is, big, small, caste, creed is not going to make a difference. And that is the way that world peace today we are talking about on this such a wonderful international forum where the 18 days continuously, 17 days we will talk on the different SDG goals, and on 18 days we are going to celebrate. But I'm sure that we all are aware about it. The gender equality is already spoken by such a great people. But the main obstacle which is coming here are rooted in the culture and the society norms. It is not today. It was there from the ages, but now people are getting aware about it because there was unequal distribution of resources was there, discrimination and the lack of access to the education was there, economic opportunities were totally lack. So there was a bar was being contained that yes, okay, the female will be confined to this, the male are going to do a lot many things. No, now today both are one. It is like both the hands joined together, it is going to add the strength. It has to be taken care. So best way to achieve what recently I was listening, madam also, which she said very correctly that any opportunities has to be taken in by both the genders, either it is a male or female. It includes the initiative like education, because we always say that education is one thing. Today I can give example of VJ Caroline ma'am. She is one of the person who is helping a slum children a lot, right? She is herself is making a lot of difference for the people. I can see here Dr. Raina Khatri, she talks about the posh part. I can see Dr. Engineer Sonesh Bhardwaj, right? And because there are 3-4 important personalities are there on my screen, so I'm able to take their name. Madam Rupa Borekar, I can see her. Mokshu, madam has just not spoken. So all these important personalities, they are adding lot of value in this beautiful society. They are turning the thinking of the males and the youngsters that here, you should not be confining the things, and please treat as they are your own heartbeat, which is very important, because when you treat them as your own heartbeat, nobody wants to have a destroy part on your own heartbeat. You don't want to destroy your heart. You want that the heart should be keep on pumping and it should be very healthy. Same way, the relationship, the bond, the respect, the gratitude, the compassion, the humanity, everything has to be there, which can be taken care in that way. So it also can be achieved by implementing the policies. Governments are working everywhere across, because there are so many important personalities that have joined from across the globe, and everybody talks about it. Because I'm not listening today. From last 2.5 years after post-corona, when I'm able to meet virtually with such a great personality, everybody is talking about it. It means there is a waves are there across. There is a current is going across. So when this current is going across, people are talking across, the government is also thinking across. It means that the wave is toward the positive side. People are talking about equal representation. Today, we are very happy that in our nation, in our beautiful nation, India, our respected Prime Minister, our all great minister, our all great personalities, they are encouraging the women to come on every level, which is such a great, I think, this is a salutation. This is a part of the salutation which can be making this, and which always encourages that it is not a person should come from a very high family, a person from a very small family, but having that capability, person can make a difference. And that is the reason we have shown to the entire world that yes, we are there and we are going to make the difference. We should reduce the gender stereotypes in every places. Either we are in the college, either we are in the schools, either we are in any of the corporate world, there has to be a place for the females. Today in India, 33% are the females working, but 67% are the males working. But now females are aware. People, they want to have the females there, because you know, when the female work in the environment, there is always a positive environment. Because that is the true part. Because a female doesn't want to distract. Female, wherever the female work, she wants to build that with lot of happiness, because she knows that there should not be any burn. It is like the thing in our each home, in our home, the mother and the sister or daughter, how she makes the entire home very conducive. Same way, whenever the female works in that particular area, she will never try to degrade anybody. Rather, she is going to add lot of value for that. So this is very important, which we should keep on talking, encouraging, ensuring, and implementing that yes, we should be giving a particular place to the right female, which is really required. And let us learn from her. See, learning is one thing. It is not that why we should learn only with the male. Why? Why? I always say we should learn with the female. After all, we have learned from our mother. Mother was a female, na? We all have born from our mother's womb. So when our mother is able to give us a birth, then why we should be having a discarding thing with another female? When we love our sister, then why can't we have that respect part with other female, right? Which is very, very important. So this is all the things are there. I can keep on talking, Raja Rao sir, because it's such a very important, very sensitive issue, which I like to highlight it here, because I always say respect, respect and respect, because if you start respecting a female, the God is going to respect you. And it is not only in India, it is the entire world. If you go in the different part of the world, right, if you try to cross the street, the citizens of the different country, they will stop, they will allow the female to cross. Right. We have seen these things. There's so many small things are there which we can learn from them. And the same thing has to be educated to our children also. Maybe we are in the technology world, but there has to be a humanization of a respect for the females, humanization of the gender equality, which is very important. And we start from our home only. Wherever we are living, it starts from there. In the society, in the colony, or in the working place, this is very important. And I will keep on talking on this thing wherever I get an opportunity to speak on this, but I will never ever stop like such a wonderful eminent personalities whom I can see. They never ever stop to encourage and to make the things happen. So with this, thank you so much for inviting me, Raja Rao sir. I feel very happy and blessed that I have not missed the meeting. And thank you to Indigo. They brought me at the right time and I came back to the home. So everything was good. So that is all about it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Caroline ma'am, Raja Rao sir, all the wonderful personalities, I will say, right, because both are equal. So my real sincere thanks, gratitude, respect, love, affection, everything is there to everybody who are here and who are listening and who have also not joined because they're supposed to join. This is all from my side. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And first today, in the inaugural ceremony of World Peace Summit, we announced that Dr. Rajput sir is going to lead the valedictory celebration because you will show what is success because that much of confidence in you, but I'm not going to give you feedback. It's a better from Professor Dr. Vijay Caroline ma'am. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Let's wait, sir. Let's wait. It to be there.
Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. Kindly forgive me for my throat, bad throat. Really, I was wondered. The first point you said, that is we have to honor women, both are equal, and we respect and honor our mother. Similarly, we need to respect women. So that kind of attitude, if every man has, there will not be any kind of sexual harassment, domestic violence. Everything we find peace in the hearts of every girl and woman. Really, that kind of attitude and behavior has to be developed in every man. Definitely, peace will be within of every family. That will be spread to total. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for that beautiful feedback.
Thank you.
Really, Dr. P.K. Rajput sir has a great opinion. That's so much appreciated because if everyone adopts that mindset, really the world will become a better place. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the beautiful message. Actually, I too give 80% of my success to my mother because, of course, my dad did more than that. But whatever the initiative I had taken, that is only because of my mother. Because I couldn't ask my father at that time. I can only ask my mother. I can convince her, I can do. So whatever done, my mom done through my father. That's very different. But I give the credit to 70 or 80%, 90% even. So because women are such a great personalities when it comes to their children, or when it comes to family members, or when it comes to the society. So thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful message. Now we have a special guest. Actually, we exceeded 5 minutes time. Binu Thomas, ma'am, I said 7 to 8 minutes. Please be onto that. And because we have to start the second session, we have a great personality, Professor Dr. Binu Thomas, ma'am, former registrar, global educator, international speaker, and a research-oriented speaker. If he starts, if she starts speaking, nobody can stop her. But ma'am, please There are many speakers are behind you.
Yeah.
In that, please maintain that 8 minutes of time.
Oh,
Over to you, ma'am.
okay.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I have got a small PP PowerPoint. So if you would allow me, I've got 8, 9 slides and I'll try to finish, as you said.
Yes, ma'am.
in
You
10
are a
minutes.
co-host. You can.
Okay, okay. Can you see the slide?
Yes, ma'am. Perfectly.
So I'm thank you, Dr. Raja Rao, for your beautiful words for my about my introduction, and I thank Dr. Caroline also for your joint contribution on presenting this international conference, virtual conference to this level is commendable. I don't have words to express your efforts to organize such a beautiful conference, and with all the important topics for the world peace, which is a need of the hour. So without much wasting time, because I've got only 7 to 10 minutes and I need to finish as per Dr. Rao. Thank you so much. So let me just start today's, as we have heard eminent speakers speaking about gender equality. So I'm really honored and privileged to be here in this platform with the eminent speakers and other guest speakers who are going to speak after me. So thank you so much. Now, today's program. So first of all, it is a wonderful sharing opportunity in which we can learn from and with colleagues. So thank you, Chairman, sir, and for this effort to bring this conference. Now, first of all, I would like to talk about peace. It's a very beautiful word, which is even discussed in the churches, in the temple, all the religious places. First thing we discuss is about peace. Peace is the concept of societal friendship and harmony in the absence of hostility and violence. In a social sense, if we say peace is commonly used to mean peace is commonly used to mean a lack of conflict, such as war maybe, and freedom from a war of fear of violence between individuals or groups. To stay peaceful requires strength and compassion. So peace is a qualitative energy. That is what I want to say today about this conference, that brings balance from all the disputes that we have. And world peace grows through non-violence, acceptance, fairness, communication. So peace is the main characteristics of a civilized society. So my first slide is again about what I have said about this. Then let me just come to the main SDG 5 theme, that is gender equality. Gender equality is not only a fundamental human right, but a necessary foundation for a peaceful and prosperous and sustainable world. There has been progress over the last decades, but the world is not on track to achieve gender equality by 2030. The social and economic fallout from COVID-19, which we had faced so much of problems, still it is on, has made the situation even bleaker. Progress in many areas, including time spent on unpaid care and domestic work, decision-making regarding sexual and reproductive health and gender-responsive budgeting, is falling behind. Women's health service, already poorly funded, have faced major disruptions. Violence against women remains endemic. And despite women's leadership in responding to COVID-19, they still trail men in securing the decision-making positions they deserve. Commitment and bold action are needed to accelerate progress. Now, in the study that has been conducted in 2017 by World Economic Forum, found that women have 68% of rights, opportunities, and access to resources enjoyed by world's men. those differences and the speed of progress is reducing them, vary from country to country. But according to World Economic Forum researchers, at our current pace, it will take 100 years to eradicate gender disparities. It's daunting, but the good news is that the world is more and more aware of the need to fight gender inequality, which in many places is connected to other types of discrimination, such as racism and other communalism and other problems in the society. The benefits of equal rights are becoming evident. An international labor organization study showed that by 2025, the worldwide gender gap in the labor market shrank by 25%, and one result would be a 204 million increase in the workforce, which would represent US dollar 5.8 trillion in global GDP. Now, I have got a small picture here. So if you see, share the household costs. Household costs and children's care are every adult's responsibility. It is not women's responsibility. It is the shared responsibility of women and men. Ask yourselves if there is a division of labor in your home. The work of caring for children is still done mainly by women in much of the world. A report released by UN in 2015 points out that women from developing countries do over 3 hours more of daily unpaid work, household chores, and childcare than men, while in developed countries, they do on an average 2 hours more. According to studies, the overload of household chores can increase women's chances of mental illness. You have been burdening the women. So we have heard from eminent speakers giving full respect to our mother. Besides depressing their productivity at work, consequently affecting their salaries. For every dollar a man receives, women earns an average of 70 to 90 cents according to UN data. Therefore, it is important to observe and support companies that pay the same salary. That's very important. Women and men should be paid equally. Same salary, benefits, and bonuses to employees with equivalent positions. If this is not happening in your workplace, mobilize resources and contacts to request the publication of the employees' salaries or ask for an equal pay audit, as it is already happened in some companies in the Western countries, say United Nations, United Kingdom, and other European countries. So be fair in the pay distribution. Then gender equality is much about men as it is about women also. So be it in the society we inhabit the workplace we experience each day, or in our personal lives at our homes. The root cause of gender inequality lies in the behavior we exhibit. These behaviors are an outcome of the messages we receive early in life. The set patterns of behavior we follow since childhood, behavioral stimuli we receive, or social norms that we get accustomed to become messages that influence our actions and thoughts. Many a time we may have been too young to comprehend the influence these would have on our decision. Now, gender equality in working life, that is GE, research, several decades of research expertise on women's lives to establish action-oriented practical approach to building a gender equal future of work. This initiative offers unique research-informed insights developed using workplace data to produce targeted and effective gender equality interventions. Now, to aid gender work, taking rigorous engaged research on gender equality at work and in careers across sectors and industries, partnering with business, government, and civil society to co-design evidence-based solutions to pressing problems in the society, and find drivers and obstacles to gender equality at key transition points in working life, promoting rights. These are all are the main promoting human rights, and also we can achieve gender equality are core commitments of the UN Human Rights of. We promote women and girls equal enjoyment of all human rights, including freedom from violence. These are problems in the society. Violence are social, social worker. So including, I always discuss about all these problems, and wherever I work, we try to involve people in the local villages and find problems in the society, including freedom from violence, sexual and reproductive rights, access to justice, socio-economic equality and participation in decision-making, etc. And it is creativity to thrive. Capacity to thrive depends on women. That may seem obvious given that women and girls comprise half of the population. Yet, discrepancies persist in earning potential, healthcare access, civil rights, and economic justice for women. These disparities can even be greater among individuals who identify as gender diverse or non-binary. So the last slide that I have, how can we promote gender equality in our daily life? Promoting financial inclusion among women can help provide women with opportunity to start businesses, get an education, and increase their independence and agencies. It is a practice that helps one woman at a time gain traction to improve their lives while creating benefits that are great throughout. Discuss gender equality with family members and children. This is the base. You discuss this equality, gender equality, the term.
Okay. There may be some network issue, but anyway, it's almost completed. We are entering into second session. Thank you, Excellencies. Thank you so much for the wonderful first session. Really, it's beautiful, amazing, inspiring, motivational, whatever the concept we have taken, and 100% justifies, and more than that. Now it is going to be a burning session now because it's a very fast, because it's 5 to 7 minutes between. So we have youngsters. Youngsters are coming. Now the first speaker in the second session is actually we have Dr. Supriya Kumar Velanji, but due to some technical problems, she was unable to join. Now I invite, now she is doctor, but anyway, Engineer Suresh Bharadwaj, who is a honorary doctorate, a global motivational speaker, life and leadership coach, author, entrepreneur, and whatnot. Actually, she plays with words. Ever since the pandemic started, the same background, the same cutout, the same appearance, the same voice modulation. But if you have to see, she spells with her language and vocabulary words. Now it's time to invite Dr. Engineer Suresh Bharadwaj. Over to you to speak on gender equality.
Thank you, Raja Rao sir, for such a wonderful introduction. And I think it is very powerful to give the right start and the spark to the second session. No doubt I was listening all the eminent personalities. First of all, it's my esteemed pleasure to be here on this wonderful platform with all the eminent speakers and global personalities across the globe. And it's always, I think, I always keep telling Raja Rao sir, it's a kind of family for me to keep interacting with each and every single conference without taking much time, because I have dedicated only 5 to 7 minutes as per the rules. So I'll directly jump into the very wonderful theme which we have chosen for today's session, that is SDG 5. Gender equality. I was hearing all the eminent speakers prior to me. I think they spoke such a wonderful terminologies, which probably we all need to focus on. But I'm going to focus key wise here into 3 main core areas, which I would like to share with all of you in terms of SDG 5. Now, when we talk about SDG 5, I would like to start from that. What this SDG 5 is all about. As we all know that we are talking about gender equality. So when we say achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls, gender equality is not only a fundamental human rights, but necessary foundation for a peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable world. Now, what does gender equality means? It is also known as sexual equality or equality of the sexes, is the state of equal ease of access to resources and opportunities regardless of gender, including economic participation and decision making, and the state of valuing different behaviors, aspirations, and needs equally regardless of gender. I would like to bring your key focus here when we talk about the 5 major indicators of gender equality. Of particular relevance to a gender equality, if I talk about, are equal decision making power, equal economic opportunities, pay and status, work life balance, elimination of gender and stereotypes, and freedom from gender based violence. Now, especially if I talk about India as a country with respect to SDG Goal 5. This all aims to eliminate all forms of discrimination and violence against women in the public and private spheres, and to undertake reforms to give women equal rights to economic resources and access to ownership of property. Now, the main question which comes here in our mind is why this SDG 5 is important. According to me, it aims to achieve gender equality by ending all forms of discrimination, violence, and any harmful practices against women and girls in the public and private sphere. And it also brings a equal status in terms of defining equality in different senses. I would like to bring your kind notice when we talk about types of inequality in gender. Few of the examples I would like to share here with all of you. Gender bias in education, the gender pay gap, the gender disparities in agriculture, poor access to healthcare, high price of collecting, let's say, water resources, child marriage, and other forms of gender based violence, lack of representation for women and girls at the policy level. When I talk about gender based violence, it's a brutal form of discrimination and violence of a fundamental human rights. It is both a cause and a consequence of inequalities between women and men. Physical and sexual violence against women affects their health, well being. Moreover, it can hamper women's access to employment and harm their financial independence and the economy overall. So, I feel gender based violence is a key role player here. If we can take control of this point, we are pretty much in sync with our SDG 5 achievements with 2030 sync line. Education. Now, equal access to quality education training is equally important, because if today we are not focusing on a women education, definitely we are not doing justice with our SDG 5. Employment. I think I need not to talk. The previous speakers have very relevantly pointed out that in case of employment, if there is a huge difference when we talk about paychecks, or let's say when we talk about the gapping system in the kind of remuneration a woman makes as compared to a male counterpart, I think it's quite surprising at the moment, though it's increasing. But again, the significant change what we can see today is again not satisfactory. So I think women are still less likely to be employed than men when it comes to the higher leadership roles. Leadership positions, when I talk about traditional gender roles, a lack of support to allow women and men to balance care responsibilities with work, and specifically in the political and corporate culture, are some of the reasons why women are underrepresented in decision making processes. Promoting equality between women and men in this area is one of the priorities that has to set for achieving gender equality. I will quickly go with 5 strong ways to work on SDG as far as we as responsible citizens come global, or I would say worldwide. First, talk to women and girls. A fundamental reason we have not yet achieved gender equality in every realm is that women and girls' voices are too often excluded from global and national decision making. Second, stop child marriage and sexual harassment. I know this is a subject right now which is again very wide to discuss about, but I think if we want girls to be able to complete education, we have to end child marriage. We also have to seriously address sexual harassments of girls rather than just contributing and projecting this as a matter of shame. Make education gender sensitive. there has been much progress in increasing access to education, but progress has been slow in improving the gender sensitivity of the education system, including ensuring textbooks promotes positive stereotypes, raise aspiration of girls and their parents. Because I personally feel today when I go and talk to people around, parents also need a right counseling when it comes to especially a girl's parents to expand their dreams, to fulfill their dreams and be a right role model for them. Sixth one is empower mothers. I need not to talk to you what is the role of a mother in our life, though most of our mothers are doing, but I think if we still can just go and empower them in the right frame of mind, we can take this entire SDG 5 to the next level, give proper value to women's work. The unpaid work women and girls do provide the foundation for the global economy. This fact needs to be highlighted more in the media, with the private sector, and in the communities. Lastly, I would like to say get women into power, because a proven way to overcome any systematic barriers to a woman's success has been increased participation by women in local, regional, national legislation, and empowered change agents. Work together, encourage women into non-traditional vocations too. If you really want to have a sustainable kind of development of your economy, and India has to develop very strongly in terms of their participation, I think gender equality is the first thing we all need to consider and focus to have a significant change. On this note, I once again thanks everybody who is hearing me, listening me out, and giving me this wonderful opportunity to be a part of this wonderful conference. Love, light, and abundance to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you so much. Amazing. The power of vocabulary and the power of stress, the power of accent on particular words, and the way you mold all these together as a magic, and you charm us. You
Thank you,
enthrall us.
Rajarao sir.
No, subject is always there. Of course, I accept that because all are resource persons, and but the way you spell your magic with your words and accent, really, because there won't be any gap. Really, I appreciate it, because once it used to be 5 years or 6 years back, I used to speak like that. But as I'm getting older, I'm searching for the words to speak. That's my path. But you are day by day bettering yourselves. That's so, it's a
Thank
gift,
you.
Ajit. It's a gift from God.
Rajarao sir, you are just 25 years young.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And today, now we have a problem from Dr. Madhav Borseji. Madam is saying that I have to go home. Please call me. Whether she goes to her home or not, but we'll invite her because she's in the next serial order list. Really, Her Excellency Dr. Madhavi Borseji, she did a lot to our Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council. I can proudly say that she is one of the pillars, because single-handedly during the COVID time, she ran a number of programs. We did many campaigns at that time. Almost all 50% of programs are shouldered by Dr. Madhavi Borseji. So we have a special affection towards her. So whether she asked or not, but we can always have that respect towards Dr. Madhavi Borseji. And we feel she is the symbol for women empowerment, because you can see everywhere. She's a family woman. She gives that part to family, and she's a great author. Everywhere you can see in media writing this poem, that poem, that. Then she teaches our students, beautiful kids. If you see them, they were really nurtured by Dr. Madhavi Borseji like anything, because we conducted 2 or 3 programs with their kids. Really, I felt very happy seeing our kids. So in many dimensions. Now recently she had a new role. So that's why she is asking us to, I want to leave a bit early. But anyway, it's an honor to have your presence, Excellency. Dr. Madhavi Borseji, over to you.
Okay, sorry, you really made me speechless. As it is like, actually, yeah, this is how I think that I really got it, means the way I want. I always used to feel like when I have my previous gender equality webinar with you only, when we have created, and I think that we three were there, and we were speaking, and still I keep, promoting it a lot, because
spoken a lot in that. And while speaking in every webinar upon this, I always used to feel that, am I going to get the same partner and family? And how I'm going to stand on that, and will I able to speak after that as well? But see, like he got free at 6 p.m. itself, but waiting for me in my institute itself, and said that, okay, no problem. How long you wanted? That time also, sir, that last webinar, I think day before yesterday we did it. He waited for me till 11 p.m. here itself. So that is something amazing that I have got it what I wanted, because God thought that, okay, this much like rebellious is enough with her. So like it has happened automatically. So thank you so much. And one more thing, that when you said that I have done a lot, but sir, when I give up myself as a name of international speaker, so this is a womb where I born as an international speaker. So I can never ever forget this. After like almost, I think I must have done more than 3,000 webinars. But this is one of the platform where I keep doing it, and I love doing it. And this is my, as I always say, it's my second family. And I learn from all of you guys. Like I can't even take the names as we all have right now, but you all are my mentor. Today I am, like, if I'm enhancing myself and doing betterment and improving just all because of you. So thank you so much. So when it comes to me, I always say that when you dignitaries speak, so there's nothing for me to speak out something different. But yeah, I can come up with a poem with Miss Asha. It's an amazing poem which I literally loved it. Let's flap our wings and fly together. Break the chains of patriarchy forever. We stand united, hand in hand, no longer silent. We take a stand. We need more women in leadership roles, their ideas, their vision, and their goals. We own our bodies, we own our minds, we leave operation far behind. We lift each other up, we amplify our voice, we fight for our rights and our choice. Together, we will reach the highest of heights and achieve our goals with all our might. Let's build a world where us love conquer hate and create a future we all celebrate. Not just a dream, but a reality to see, where women are truly, completely free. So this is what I really loved of poetry, when I felt like I should come up with this. But when I heard almost every dignitary, when it comes to Reena ma'am and Nupur ma'am, Rajput sir, what a wonderful sentence we came up with, that don't you forget that one day a female can be a boss. So absolutely, this is a seriously, we need to stressing it, because if you are dominating, harassing her, so absolutely, there might be a day and you'll be feeling like that, yeah, she is intellectual enough, and you can't even, absolutely, you can do backbiting of her, but you can't just speak, because when she's powerful, she's literally powerful. You can't, when today I'm holding this institution, so when, he keeps saying that, that those faculties are really nervous before you. And I'm like, okay, come on, don't worry. I'll just manage it. Because when a female comes up, so she knows how to manage all together, everything. Now, when it comes to equality, so as it is, every dignitary, as Sonish ma'am has also come up, that yeah, we need to encourage, but we really need to encourage males also. For like as in householding works and handling their females. When we ask to handle up their kids, so they feel like it's a very big deal. So let's not do this. If they will handle this, so 50% support we can give it to each other. And moreover, I believe females give more than a males. It's not discrimination, nothing but the reality, because she born a baby, and when she borns a baby, she goes with a menstrual cycle and many of the things, and still she's ready to take a stand and give you support. She doesn't want equality. More than that, she wants to support you. Like all together, we should work together. We should help each other. So you should also like give a more support to her as well. So that's the amazing thing. And because of this, I believe that when Reena ma'am, Sonish ma'am, Caroline ma'am, and we all are sitting over here, So there is something, a support, which comes up. Otherwise, if there's no support, so we'll be like, okay, let's handle up. So this is actually required, and then only we all together like do something. So I believe that this is something more when women is doing, so we need to support more to her. Okay, not support, just encourage her. Like she's also encouraging you. When okay, I can't say, but when my life partner works, he prepares better food than me. Absolutely, he knows how to be like, it's amazing. But when he prepares, whole kitchen is completely messed. And when I go and I organize it, okay, now I understand why female is required. So she knows how to organize everything. So I trust him and he trusts me. And this is what we all need to do together. More than support, we just need to trust each other and just say, you are free. It doesn't mean that you are left to independency. So this is what we are required. There's something when it comes to gender equality. We females can speak for hours and hours, because from like last 100 years, there's a lot of domination in our race. And Rajarao sir can relate this very well, because I have already done this 1 hour session. So I just end up with this, and just love to hear all of you. Thank you so much, and eternal gratitude as usual. Nothing more, but yeah, Rajarao sir, Vijay, Carol ma'am, Rajput sir, and Sonish ma'am, Reina ma'am, you all seriously so crucial in my life, guys. Like, I can't even explain the way you all are, but yeah, when I see you, it just enlightened my time. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you so much. You have spoken in a casual way, very serious issues. Really, we are so touched. Personally, we are touched by your affection. And I couldn't say in words, but that's you have described, you have portrayed in a different way. Thank you, Excellency. Thank you so much. You have a beautiful heart, kind heart. You are basically a great humanitarian by nature. Thank you so much for the wonderful contribution. I hope we wish you all the best in all your endeavors. And we have a lot to go into. Thank you so much. We have a special guest who is doing service to indigenous people. A special guest to our platform, Miss Rupa Borekar, Principal, Ekalabya Model School, Ekalabya Model Residential School. Over to you, Excellency.
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, perfectly.
Very peaceful evening to all the galaxy of intellectual. My goodness, it's really a wonderful opportunity to be here and share my vision or my thoughts on the topic gender equality. For me, gender equality is when the sun rises, it rises for everyone. And that is gender equality. If I wanted to define gender equality, it is something giving importance or creating sense of belongingness to all genders, irrespective of their male, female, transgenders, or countable. Now, when we are talking about giving importance to gender, what exactly we mean? Constitution lays these three things very importantly. Being a principal to a tribal school, for me, laying down the constitution written by Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar is very important here. First, they should be treated equally in society. Secondly, they should have equal opportunities and equal means. Third, they should enjoy same rights and same protections, which are the guiding points of our constitution. Now the question comes, what hampers then this gender equality? Or who is responsible for gender inequality? Can anyone here tell me who is responsible for gender inequality? The problem is the same, the solution is the same. It's we, no doubt. It's we who can bring the change. And yes, it's we who create the hurdles. Now, all this thing starts with a mindset. We start comparing with each other. But this comparison is certainly biological than factual, which leads to discrimination. Let me clarify this. When there is discrimination, there is turbulence. Let us understand this. Wind flows when there is inequality in temperature. Current flows when there is difference in potentials. heat flows from one body to another body when there is difference in the amount of heat. So there is always some motions or turbulence till equilibrium is attained. So now here, discrimination allows for turbulence and equality brings peace, as it is envisioned in our SDG. The next thing comes, how we can tackle this discrimination. So very simple thing, we all know as a human being how we can tackle. First of all, we have to change our approach towards gender. And it should be imbibed from the childhood. As students comes from first standard. So we know how to create a conducive environment for creating gender neutrality in the school. And it should get reflected in very small actions. You know, you don't need very big agenda to do these things. A small way of actions can create difference in the lives of students around you. A small actions or small gesture can help you promote gender equality. You know, women's rights need to be protected, particularly in the situations of war, famine, and natural calamities. Earlier, it was happened in history that because they feel women does not have potential, they are of no use in the war. If they die also, they don't care. But now the potential has been raised and it was equally contributed in the development of any country. You know, women's population is there to felicitate and to contribute using their potential in human development at national level, at global level, but not at the mercy of male-dominated society. We don't want mercy. It's our right and we have to grab it. And then who says you are not perfect? You might have heard the song of Selena Gomez. Who says I'm not perfect? Who says I'm not beautiful? Who are you to judge me when you are yourself a diamond in the rough? You bring yourself, you create an environment that makes you feel ki, yes, I exist. Because for me, gender neutrality means celebrating an individual's potential and embracing the individuality of a person. So now the last point is, who is going to bring this change? As I have told you, you know the answer. But let me be very clear at the point of gender equality. Who are the change maker? A paradigm shift is important. Now we are not into so much stereotype mentality as it was before independence. I think after some years, you can see a miracle in this gender empowerment. And I think there will not be any gender inequality. So now who are these pacemakers or change makers? Maybe politicians, maybe social activities, maybe the scholars or spirituals, leaders whom we follow. They can promote gender equality. Schools by promoting democracy, making them understand their rights and citizenship. Community as a whole can work in creating this gender neutrality environment. And most importantly, platforms like this Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council, who arrange such World Peace Summit to encourage the topics which will allow us to maintain gender neutrality or gender equality. My dear colleagues and friends, gender equality is not a social issue. It is a human issue. And here we just want that equality should be enforced and humans should be treated equally. I believe, you know, earlier people were loved and things were used, but now things are being loved and people are being used. My dear friends, I just want to end up by saying that people of quality can only respect gender equality. And today I'm sitting with those people only. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you so much for showing me the Parliament of India. There will be a day in future when we can see you in Parliament, whether you like politics or not, but the way you have presented, it would be like member of Parliament. But the day will come when you raise your voice for the downtrodden, oppressed, indigenous people. The day will come because you have that what we call the fervor in your mind, because your voice is like that. Thank you so much. Actually, your name is Rupa Borekar. In between there is Sudhakar or something else is there in middle name. When it is gender equality, why should we add this name? but you have a great respect for your partner. I appreciate you for that, because when you are hurt by someone, it sounds like somewhat rude, but it's not rude. You are confident. Really, that's so great having that voice towards the society for equality. And the song you described by the Selena Gomez, really fantastic, Excellency. Thank you so much. You have a long way to go. You do amazing job. Soon we'll meet and we share our success. Thank you so much for joining us. It's the first time our meeting, but I perceive a lot from you. We'll see after 1 year, we'll share, because this has been happening for the last 3 years since pandemic. Because whatever we are sharing about each other, that's not this year experience, it's the past 3 years. So next year, certainly we share then our success. Thank you so much. Now I invite our beautiful guest, special guest from Uzbekistan. Pronouncing her name a bit different, but excuse me for that. Makfi Rakhtan Abdur Rakka Munawa, Leaders Lady Club from Uzbekistan. Excellency, are you there? Leaders Club from Uzbekistan. They have joined in the beginning with their team, but anyway. Then I invite one more other guest, Professor Ali Kadirji. Professor Ali Kadirji, President, Founder, Trendsetters International. Dear brother, I saw you already. I think he too left.
Yeah, he's there. He's here.
Yes.
He's here.
Brother is there. Brother is there.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, dear brother. Brother, over to you.
For honoring me to speak in the World Peace Summit 2023. Building and maintaining universal peace is obligatory to every human being. My topic is Sustainable Development Goal 5, Gender Equality. Gender equality is a universal fact. A thoughtful and sensible human being can understand it easily. Gender equality is not only a fundamental human right, but a necessary foundation for a peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable world. There has been progress over the last decades, but the world is not on the track to achieve gender equality by 2030. Commitment and bold action are needed to accelerate progress, including through the promotion of laws, policies, budgets, and institutions that advance gender equality. Greater investment in gender statistics is vital, since less than half of the data required to monitor Goal 5 are currently unavailable. Globally, 26% of women have been subjected to violence by their partner at least once in their lifetime. In 2021, nearly 1 in 5 young women were married before age of 18. At this pace, it would take another 40 years for women and men to be represented equally in national parliaments. Targets of SDG 5 are as follows: end all forms of discrimination against all women and girls everywhere by eliminating all forms of violence against women, by fighting against child and forced marriages, by ensuring women's full and effective participation and equal opportunities for leadership at all levels, and also by adopting and strengthening sound policies and enforceable legislation for the promotion of gender equality and the empowerment of all the women and girls at all levels. And I will end up with the statement that achievement of peace without treating men and women equally is almost impossible. Thank you very much for your attention and hospitality.
Thank you, dear brother. Thank you so much representing Afghanistan such a beautiful, in a nice manner. Really, we are very much happy and honored, brother, by seeing your presence, the way you are, of your presentation. Because for the world, Afghanistan is different, but the way you have presented the gender equality is different. Thank you, dear brother. Thank you so much, Professor Ali Kadir, joining and representing your nation. We are honored. Now, once again, I am requesting our speaker from Uzbekistan, Makfi Raktan Abdurakan Awaji, Leaders Lady Club. Whether you can switch on your video or not, but please come and speak whatever you are talking about. Okay, no problem. No video, no problem. You can speak. Makfi Raktanji from Uzbekistan, Leaders Lady Club. It's over to you, Excellency.
Hello. May I speak without opening my video?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Gender equality is a fundamental human right that is integral to achieving sustainable development, social justice, and economic growth. Despite significant progress in recent years, gender inequality remains a global challenge. This presentation will provide an overview of gender equality, its importance, and strategies for achieving it. To begin with, what is gender equality? Gender equality refers to the equal rights, opportunities, and treatments of individuals irrespective of their gender. It aims to eliminate discrimination based on gender and ensure equal access to resources, services, and opportunities. And the next one is, why is gender equality important? Gender equality is essential for several reasons. First of all, human rights. Gender equality is a basic human rights enshrined in various international treaties and conventions. And economic growth. Gender inequality limits economic growth by denying women access to education, employment opportunities, and resources. And the next one is social justice. Gender equality repeated social justice such as domestic violence and harassment as well. Ensuring gender equality ensures that all individuals have equal representation in decision-making processes. Strategies for achieving gender equality. First strategy is education. Education plays a significant role in promoting gender equality by empowering women with skills needed to participate fully in the economy and society. Eliminating discrimination. Governments should implement policies that eliminate discrimination based on gender in all areas of life, such as employment, education, and housing. Empowering women. Through access to resources such as credit facilities can help them become financially independent, and engaging men in the fight for gender equality can help promote positive attitudes towards women's rights and create an enabling environment for change. And overall, gender equality is essential for creating a just society that values diversity and promotes inclusivity. By implementing strategies aimed at promoting gender equality, such as education and eliminating discrimination against women, we can create a world where everyone has equal access to resources and opportunities, irrespective of their gender identity or expressions. And that's all.
Thank you, HS. Thank you so much for representing Uzbekistan. Her team also joining very soon. I hope next time you come with video, because so that we can get complete information, because we have already some accent issues when nation changes. But next time we'll see you, Excellency. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining, as it is the first time, no problem. But soon we'll see you together. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ashima ji, next to you are the speaker, but we have a small constraint. We have a special guest, honorable guest to speak. Honorable Neeta Balaji, who is the TEDx speaker, other teacher trainer, change maker, hypnotherapist, and moreover, a voice for women rights. Her Excellency, we have to speak here. Over to you, Neeta Balaji.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It was a pleasure listening to eminent speakers. Thank you so much, Mr. Raja Rao and Dr. Caroline, for giving this opportunities. From where to begin? Shall I quote Tulsidas? Dhor Gawar, Shudra Pashunari, Sab Tadan ki Adhikari. Or shall we ask a question? why Shakespeare's sister was not that privileged as her brother. Or shall I quote, the condition of woman remains the same after ages, struggling for a room of one's own. Women's empowerment can be defined for promoting women's sense of self-worth, their capability to determine their own choices, and right to influence change for themselves and others. This is the first definition when you Google. So, why there is a smirk between the mustaches when a woman asks for a contraceptive on a medical store? Where is her right to decide whether she's ready physically and mentally to give birth to a child? Only few cases of rape get registered. Mind the term registered. How many uncountable, unregistered, we really don't know. On top of that, we can talk about the relationship in a wedlock. Is it a forced relationship? No, that comes as a gift of matrimony. The issues of sexual harassment and domestic violence are still not considered as important. In many countries, marital rape remains either outside of the criminal law or is illegal, but yes, widely tolerated. Coming to the facts that how women and peace is important. World peace is not possible without the acknowledgement of contribution of women in the society. We worship goddess in temple, and sardonically, woman is barred of entering the temples, few of them. We claim that very soon, India will be counted as developed country. I proudly be a part of it. But if this kind of discrimination is there, actually, we are speechless. At least the Almighty could have been spared. When we talk about woman who is a creator, who invigorates others' dreams and values, you should not accept what community or people decide for you. Before we respect or appreciate others, we need to acknowledge ourselves and glorify our capabilities. Self-satisfaction, self-compliance, obsession too, will make the spread, the vibrancy, and the happiness further. You deserve the best. It's absolutely fine to be emotional because that is the essence of any woman, but do not fall for allegation all times. Gender equality and peace are closely interconnected and both are essential for sustainable development. That might lead to conflict, while peace-building efforts that do not address gender inequality are less likely to succeed in creating sustainable peace. However, achieving gender inequality and peace is not a straightforward process and requires a constant effort from all sectors of society. This includes government, civil society organizations, and individuals. It requires addressing systematic inequalities and biases, promoting women's rights and empowerment, and fostering a culture of non-violence and
You are on mute.
You are muted, HH. Okay.
I and we. I dream, we motivate. I can initiate, we can fulfill. I is happiness, we is peace. I is democracy, we is nation. Let's begin with I, lead to we. I is legacy, we is tradition. Let's pass our tradition to the generations, not hatred. Be the difference, create the difference. Thank you so much.
Wow. That's so beautiful and amazing, Excellency. Really fantastic structured presentation in a short time. Thank you so much. Time is already crossing 10 o'clock.
Sir,
Thank you,
can
be
I,
like this.
1 minute, can I
Yes,
just
please.
add 1 minute?
Please,
So,
please.
thank you so much, Neeta ma'am, you said about it. But I just like to add it that in Tulsidas Ramayana, because I have gone to the Ramayana multiple times, and Dhol Gawar Shudra Nari Sakal Tarna Ki Adhikari. It is mentioned there. So Raja Rao, sir, just one minute I'll take.
Please,
What
please.
it means to me, because basically I come from that area, from the Awadh area, right? So Dhol means that is the Dhol which has to be, if somebody will not means he will or she is not going to put it in the right way, that Dhol is not going to give you the real good music. This is point number one. Second thing is Gawar. Gawar means an uneducated person. Uneducated person, if you will not tell the thing, so he or she can take it in a very different way. That is part of the Gawar. Shudra, again the thing is the person who is on the low level, he or she has to be told properly, then only. Then coming to the Pashu. Pashu is the animal. So if you will not take care for the Pashu, the not animal, the animal will go here and there because animal doesn't have the thinking power. Coming to the Nari, right, means the lady. So it is very important to understand the lady, right? So Taran means you have to take care of these things. So Taran is a Avdi language, which is there. So it is not in the, so in that our mythology, it is not in that you keep on just harming and harassing something. It is there in that. And that's why when somebody speaks on this particular thing, I always jump on that. I said, no, please try to understand the basic things. And I'm sure we all understand that part, which is very important. So that is the reason I thought, let me come on this point.
Yes, I do understand.
Yeah, because it's not because the
I
people are
do.
talking about ये ताड़न means in Hindi, let me tell you, ताड़ना मतलब कि मुझे ताड़ते रहना, ताड़ते रहना मुझे देखते रहना, ताड़न के अधिकारी ध्यान रखते रहना. That is the thing which is there. So and
Thank
second,
you so much, sir.
and second thing is, let me also tell you, because this is the gender equality we are talking about it. With a lot of respect, never ever say to any female कि वो औरत है. Never ever say, because if you just put the word of aurat in the Google, you will find it's a very bad word which has been given 300 years back by some other different people who are there. I'll not take the name of the things, but once you will say, you will find it. So never ever say any female that is she's a aurat. Always say that she's a female, mahila, stri, right? Just Google it and you will find this thing, which is something a very bad word of the aurat. I keep on putting it, telling this thing, and multiple forums about it. And even
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Hope you will not mind it, but it was
No,
very
not at all,
important.
sir. Not at all. It is
Very
another
important.
point of discussion.
Yeah.
We will not go into that.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you so much, and thank you, madam. Yes, we are at the end of the program. We have a special guest, Ing Ashimaji, a diplomatic expert panelist, Global Peace Ambassador, Youth Ambassador from India. It's our turn to encourage youngsters like her, because for the past 2 years, she's been doing commendable job, and her titles are increasing. Really, by seeing her advancement, we feel very privileged and honored, because 2 years back, she is like a student, but today she has become something else. We feel proud of her. Over to you, Ashmaji.
Thank you so much, Raja Rao, sir. I hope I am audible.
Yes, perfectly.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the honor and the respect that you have given me as a young representative here. It feels really enriching to be a part of the peace conference that you organize every year. It's such a big platform to discuss ideas, to discuss innovations, to find solutions to the problem. A strong woman knows she has strength enough for the journey, but a woman of strength knows it is the journey where she'll become strong. So greetings, everybody. I'm Ashima Jha, and I'm an international public speaker and one of the youth representatives here. I extremely feel privileged and thankful to be a part of this discussion. I'll jump straight over to the major concerns of today, which is cultural-based discrimination, such as stigmas, taboos, and misinformed traditions in developing nations. Women are becoming excluded from the workforce. If I talk about the facts, right now, only 50% of women around the world are able to work. This issue stems from a lack of proper education where nearly 62 million young girls, ladies and gentlemen, 62 million young girls are not allowed in school. In many instances, if a woman was not educated as a girl in school, she must rely heavily on others to survive because she lacks the skills necessary to take care of herself or to earn an income. So ladies and gentlemen, if you teach a man, you teach a man. But if you teach a woman, you teach a generation. Education is the basic human right. It provides freedom and empowerment to all individuals. It is the most powerful tool by which economically and socially backward adults and children can lift themselves out of the poverty line. It is the foundation of our society. It helps to stimulate our minds and mold curious minds into intellectuals. It provides a deeper understanding of the world around us. It forms the very essence of our action. So when I talk about gender equality, what is more important to understand is that we have to create equal spaces. We have to make sure that women are given their basic rights, as all the Honorable Excellencies have mentioned. But how we can do it? There are 3 L's. So 3 L's are learning. First L is learning. As I told earlier, education is both an elevator and a springboard. It allows people to raise themselves up and to break down the divides that keeps them apart. So if we think of life as a long race, it is education that provides the training, the nourishment, and the support. And without good quality education, you walk up to the starting line with a severe disadvantage. So imagine life as a long race. Now, as we face up to the great challenges of 21st century, we must continue to bet on education, and especially of women. The second L, ladies and gentlemen, that is important for equality is labor. Women represent half of the world's population, and yet they represent far less than half of the measured economic activity. Economic policy can also be forceful agent of change. How we can bring about is that, developing economic policies, uplifting women with better access of healthcare, because I specialize in the field of biomedical research. And I've seen it that we need more women representatives to talk about women issues. That's how issues can come up in front and be addressed educatively. And third L, ladies and gentlemen, which is important, is leadership. When women get the chance to lead, they can actually lead better. We have ample of evidence for this. We also know that women are good managers and good crisis leaders. Any issue happen, any situation happen, women have always led, be it home, be it family. And I would actually want to thank the most powerful and enriching women in my life, my mother, my teachers, and everybody who has empowered me and who has always set examples for me of how a strong, independent woman has to be. I would just like to conclude by saying that let's fly together. Let's flap our wings and fly together. Break the chains of patriarchy forever. We stand united, hand in hand, no longer silent. We take a stand. Thank you so much.
That's so short and sweet. Thank you, Ashmaji. Thank you so much for the beautiful, short and sweet message. As an youngster, you did your best. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
now,
so much.
We have a special guest, very, very special. Professor Rachna Chakraborty ma'am, who is an edu counselor and founder, mentor. Having her excellency in our program on this special day, really, it makes better. Over to you, Professor Rachna Chakraborty ma'am.
Yeah, good evening, and it's really a pleasure always to be here in this platform. And greetings to the galaxy of dignitaries, and thanks to Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my views on gender equality. Though it is towards the end, but I enjoyed listening. And it was a great lesson and great learning for me to know from all the dignitaries about gender equality. This is a topic which we all deal with and real need of an hour. And I was really surprised to hear from the youngsters also, like Ashima ji just now said. It was really encouraging that youngsters to feel the requirement of it. And prior to that, also, we had heard galaxy of speakers who had spoken about the importance of gender equality. We know if we need to live in a world of prosperity, we need to have this equality. So without equality, we cannot progress. And I feel that Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council is doing a great work in bringing up all this. So mostly all the points have been already covered. So I'll just quickly sum it up rather, since I'm towards the end of it. So we all know that what we are speaking about right now in this platform, every citizen has the right to live his or her life according to their wish without any discrimination. And it can be achieved when all the individuals are considered equal, irrespective of the caste, religion, language, color, profession, status, and sex. The most prominent discrimination that we observe is the gender inequality, which is going on. Even in many, many developed countries, we see several examples of gender bias, which needs to be urgently addressed in the globe where we have 17 different genders coming up and the sexualities are uncountable. So we really need to be focused. Gender equality can only be achieved when both the males and the females are treated equality. So we need to be treated equally in every aspect, not in just one or two aspects. It refers to the equal rights, the responsibilities, and the opportunities for both the women and the men. And so in every sector, whether it's in the office work, whether it's in the educational sector, we need to see that the equal responsibilities are given to the male as well as to the female. It should not be that only the male should bore all the higher authority posts and the female the second in succession to it. So that becomes little diversified. It implies that the interests, needs, and priorities of both women and men are taken into consideration, recognizing the diversity of different groups of women and men. Worldwide, women's fundamental rights continue to be violated everywhere. Wherever you go, it's hidden, it's not hidden. And they face the discrimination in access to educational work, social protection, inheritance. I, myself being a counselor, I come across several cases where the main reason is discrimination, the sexual discrimination which has been faced over and over again. I am really surprised today that when you visit a temple too, there is discrimination. When we enter the Indian temples, talking about gender equality in India, the one thing which really makes me think, and I am thinking about a real good way of approaching, especially in the temple where we worship the woman as the goddess Durga, the power, strength, and everything. And there, when a woman is entering the temple, there is so much of restrictions for her. I remember entering a temple where I found that the huge guards of the temple had told a lady not to enter because she was in her salwar kameez, because they have to wear either a sari or a wraparoon or something like that, or maybe something, a lungi type, where you don't have your jeans or salwar kameez, and that is not allowed. So how can that be? A woman can be just abstain from going or entering the temple. They are given men's dresses to wear to enter the temple to worship that God whom they all are worshiping. So it's really, really very disheartening. We need to work on it when we are talking about gender equality. There are, and this I'm talking from my own experience. I had seen it in front of me happening, where the male, it is okay for them, they can remove their pants and they can put a lungi around them and they can enter the temple. But what about the ladies? It's really difficult for them to change their attire as they came in. They have come with their heart, pure soul, to get the darshan of the Devi inside. So why this discrimination been made? So that is one thing which we all need to consider and think about, why these restrictions. And this persistent differences and disparities between men and women have actually given the negative implications for the society as a whole. Women, actually, we all know, represent half the resources and half the potential in any society. And this potential remains unrealized when women are constrained by inequality and discrimination. Many gender disparities emerge in early childhood and intensify adolescence. So we basically need to see that these girls are educated and they can fluently talk about their medical problems also in front of their males in the house. Why they need to be ashamed or why they need to close the door and then talk about their problems, medical problems, why they cannot sit. So first of all, education is very, very important. By obtaining proper education, the door to many new opportunities will open up for women. They get skilled and can easily find employment. Employment will be empowering them and give them financial independence. And this financial independence is going to give them this support to speak up for themselves. Why are they not able to speak today? Because they don't have that financial independence. So we need to give them this job and see that they're getting totally financial support in their jobs. Alternative sources of the social identity, their exposure to the power structures independent on the kin networks will give them the independence to make their own decisions. Another crucial step towards gender equality of thinking is that eliminating all forms of violence against women, maybe the girls' public and private spheres, including trafficking, the sexual and other types of exploitation. Apart from it, it is essential to eliminate all the harmful practices by the society, abortion of the child, early and post marriages, dowry system. When we talk about the institution of marriage, here too, we are reading out a lot of shout outs from the women in the blogs, several magazines, where the institution of marriage is considered to be a legalized rape system, where many women are forced by the way of marriage to be into this system. So it is really, really very pathetic to see this condition and they are not able to openly speak because somehow they are really into the social platform. So they are not able to speak out their crisis where they don't want to be on the, with their better half when their choices are not considered. This they need to voice out. Women should try to come in power. In the leadership roles, they should be given more and more opportunities, and this will increase the presence of women in different fields and motivate other women and girls also. The power in the hands of women will ensure their full and effective participation in all levels of decision making in political, economic, and public life. Women's equal rights to the economic resources also promotes gender equality. They get access to the ownership, and this we can say that India ranks 112 in the global gender gap index among the 153 countries. This is really, really alarming. Due to this, the government has also taken various steps, we know, which is going on, but that is not enough. We need to really work on. And last, let me take you quickly to that. How can we improve this gender equality? Educate girls. We can do that first. Secondly, allow the woman to have equal economic rights. Women should get equal payment, which has already started in the being, but still we are far way behind. The payment for the men and the payment for a woman is not yet regularized. It's not in the equal page as yet. Though we know the girl cricketers are now being paid very nicely as like the male cricketers too. Thirdly, third very important point, avoid the violence and sexual harassment against women. Especially this, I would like to put input here. The laws should be enacted strictly, enforce the prevalent violence. And here, especially in the marital resources where we have the women suffering there, their voices should also be listened. We cannot say that, okay, you are complaining about your husband, So they all laugh and fool around. So a woman can complain about the husband. She's having no other problems. She is having certain things. Listen to her. Avoid the violence and sexual harassment against women. The third important point. Fourthly, last but not the least, spread the awareness about the child marriage, which I am doing actually right now with my organization. We spread awareness. Social evils like child marriage can be eradicated to much extent. We have done in India, but still, if you go to the remote villages, they feel that if the girl is married, then their responsibility goes away, which is absolutely wrong. They are not explaining their children that marriages should come later on in their lives after being settled in their life. But here in the villages, till date, they take it as that responsibility been shifted from one to the other. And moreover, they get money for getting their daughters married. From the society, by raising awareness about the ill effects on the body, the health conditions, when a child conceives, it is the parents who needs to be educated. And I really have faced so many mothers whom I'm counseling now, and even counseled certain parents who do not want to be mothers. So there are two different personalities and two different status which we really need. And all these equalities will come when we educate. So spread these four important things, then we can get into this gender equality. So if we want gender equality, we need to, first of all, come across and solve the problem that the women are allowed to speak. The women are allowed to voice out. They should be allowed to voice out their difficulties, their problems. And if they're allowed to voice out their difficulties, then there will be equality all around. So with that, thank you so much, Rajarao, once again. And I hope I had done a little bit because already my speakers have said ample of points about gender equality. And
Yes,
this is
yeah,
the
much
only
deserved, a little bit,
Yes.
but a much deserved.
Thank
Because-
you.
Great, Excellency. We know that you have given a beautiful conclusion, a great beginning by Nupur Vijaji and a great conclusion by Professor Rachna Chakrabarti ma'am. A great day a great fifth day, gender equality. Before going for vote of thanks, we'll see concluding remarks of Professor Dr. Vijay Kalle ma'am for 1 minute, then we'll go for vote of thanks. Over to you. Kalle ma'am. Thank you.
Really, it's so amazing. Every speaker given good insights, inputs, and amazing message. It's a heart touching, right from Nupur ma'am to Rachna ma'am. Really, as speaker said, women are only the transformers who can bring tremendous change in the minds of the men, especially. So we need to uplift ourselves and also help women will be placed in great heights. Thank you very much.
So now we are going for vote of thanks. It is the fifth day. We are going to successfully completed a great journey. We can say it's a history. In our small world, it will be a history. Soon, really, we come with a beautiful book that is called Savanir for 2022 and 2023. We can publish all these together with the 100 international message of world leaders and our national leaders. The book, the Savanir will come, and we are planning it in a bigger magnitude that happens. So before that, I would like to say thanks to Professor Nadaji, fifth day, successfully. Say hi to all our viewers, Nadaji.
Thank you. Yes, I already said the wonderful 5 day, all an amazing special guests, our esteemed speakers, all were great. Professor Rachana at the end, wonderful. So we all are really proud, I can say. Dr. Rajab, Dr. Caroline, an amazing work. And this is really going to go in the history, this great summit. Every day, when we say today was the best, every day was really, I can say, a grand success. So congratulations to all.
Thank you. No, congratulations. You are also one of the organizers. You are one among us. Thank you so much. for your wonderful support. Now I wanted to say, PK Rajput sir, really you are the one who balanced everything, because from our side, batting only one person, there are nearly 12 or 13 people, but you are the one, but did a best job as Sachin Tendulkar, because you balanced it, because whatever the dignity that men need, because all our speakers, not only Rajput sir, all our speakers, they maintained the balance. Not domination we want the equality. Really, thank you, sir. Rajput sir, kudos to you. Even though you are in a journey, long journey, it's a tiresome. We know that because we are seeing. But anyway, you are there with all this time and made this a grand success. Thank you, sir. Then Stephen brother, thank you, brother. Thank you for joining and thank you for supporting every day. I will be with you, brother. Then Adrian Daisley brother has joined. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for your support and cooperation from Africa. And Divya Sharma ji, thank you so much for joining and thank you so much for your support to our summit. Dr. Vijay Kulkarni sir, tomorrow he is the special person. He is going to speak on SDG 6. Thank you, sir. Vijay Kulkarni sir, we'll see you tomorrow. And Vishwanath Panigrahi sir, he is doing wonderful job. In coming sessions, he is going to be the keynote speaker. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. We need your experience. Thank you. Thank you so much. You are doing a commendable job. And Harsha Dayalji, thank you for joining. You are there from the beginning. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Mokshi Virk ma'am, as I said, you can communicate with body. Yes, you did that because your presence communicates volumes about your personality, and that speaks a lot about the subject. Really, you have given a great subject today. Thank you so much, Mokshi Virk ji. And Poonam Goti ma'am, thank you for your support and thank you for joining every day and supporting our event. And soon we'll hear your session. Thank you so much, ma'am. Then Professor Dr. Binu Thomas ma'am, as usual, you did a great job. We know that you do a lot of research before a presentation, and you did that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Poonam ma'am. Binu Thomas ma'am, you come with a beautiful PPT and nice presentation. Thank you, ma'am. And Professor Rachna Chakravarti ma'am, you made it a day. 1 week back, we had a discussion with Professor Dr. Vijay Carolyn ma'am. Sir, let's invite her to lead our World Peace Summit. That's what ma'am, I lost her communication number and I recently found anyway. So after 6th or 7th, we'll call ma'am because first week we have all our beloved members. So I will manage, but after 7th onwards, we involve all our members to run the programs. So these things will happen. Then ma'am felt very happy and we also feel very happy having your presence to chair all these events. We'll come to you, ma'am, very soon. Thank you, ma'am, Rachna Chakravarti, ma'am, making this day and giving a beautiful conclusion. Then Rupa Borekar, ma'am, if there is a man of the match today in program, we'll give it to you. It's a short but very powerful, ma'am. Thank you so much for serving indigenous people because they are the heart and soul to our nations. You are doing a commendable job as principal. Thank you, ma'am. Please keep it up. The good job. We are with you.
So humble, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, we have our person, Srikanth Kalurkar sir. He is a wonderful person. Are you there, Srikanth Kalurkar sir? Can you say hi to
I'm
me?
there. In fact, I undergone a surgery, heart surgery on 2nd. But today my doctor has allowed me to use the mobile phone. So I am with you.
Very sorry, sir. Very sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
We are thinking
Thank you
that
very
we are
much.
missing you for the last 4 days. We don't know the
Yeah, yeah, because of the heart surgery. Yeah.
It's sad, sir. Very sad.
It's okay. It's okay.
We are
Now
really
I'm
sorry,
okay
sir.
and I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm improving. Yeah.
Okay. On 12th, we have a special session with Srikanth Kalurkar sir. And one young guy is coming on that day. And one more, our friend Kulkarni, who is expert in waste management, coming. So that guy is going to be very beautiful. Anyway, Srikanth Kalurkar sir, we wish you have a speedy recovery. Get well soon, sir. God will bless you and he will be with you and give strength and power. Thank you so much, sir. And William Garba, who joined from the beginning. Thank you so much for spending all this time. And today a team of people joined from different countries just to watch our program. And I requested our members to not to give it to mass audience because we don't maintain after it crosses beyond 30 or 40. because many spammers are coming already. A second day was disturbed. So we should not allow spammers. So in case if you share our Zoom link, just share it to you close people who are close to you. Rupa Borkar ma'am, you want to say anything?
Sir, one of my student is here for the session, Master
Okay.
Harsh Dayal. Master Harsh Dayal is a very special child. He's having 90% cerebral palsy, but he wanted to listen to Principal Ma'am and he was very excited. So I just invited him. Harsh, if you wanted to say anything, if you allow
Yes,
Rajarao
ma'am,
sir.
please.
Harsh,
Yes.
Bacha, go ahead.
Good evening.
Hi, Harsh. We are thinking that you are an elder. You are a kid, student. Very good, very good. Please go ahead, Harsh.
Thank you. Tamodi Madaya Kutnio Batikniko Mea.
Harsh, can you on your video, Bacha? Is it possible for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Yes, please. One second. Hi,
Harsh,
Harsh.
thank you.
Hi, Harsh.
Yeah.
God bless you. God gives you strength, courage.
Hi, Harsh.
Nice seeing you, Harsh. Nice seeing you, Harsh.
Sir,
Wish you all the best, Harsh.
Harsh has given 12th examination. He has chosen stream of commerce, and I don't know what's good in me, but Harsh always feels like wherever madam is there, I should go and attend the program. So he never misses a single program. He's always there with me. Thank you, Harsh.
Anyway,
Thank you, ma'am.
a sentimental conclusion to this program. Harsh, wish you all the
This
best.
is what we have received as teachers. This is our bank balance. There is no bank.
I thought of giving equality to the session.
Yes.
So why he should be left behind? That was the
equality. Superb.
Ambassador Dr. Stephen, thank you, brother. Thank you for joining, and thank you each and everyone making this day memorable. Every day is a special day because we are concluding with heart-touching moments every day. For some reason, today also it was made like that. There are many moments in this program during this 3-hour journey. Many moments that touched our hearts. Really so amazing, and we'll have 12 days ahead. We'll make it. Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. And at the end, I want to say thanks to Professor Dr. Vijay Carolman, who is standing tall behind all these. Actually, it takes a day to describe her services. But anyway, I want to thank from bottom of my heart on behalf of all of us, because without whom we cannot see this much of success to our World Peace Summit 2023. Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, everyone.